OCO. My name is Cynthia Ruiz, and I'm a council member for Tsa-La-Gi, LA, also known as Cherokee, Los Angeles. And we want to welcome you to our video honoring Cherokee women and Cherokee mothers. So this year, things got changed up. Normally, we have a nice celebration at one of our members' house where we play games and get to celebrate our moms. But we all know we're in the middle of this pandemic, so we had to change things up. So I am joined by my other council members, and let's say hello to them. Helen?
My name is Helen McAllister. I am the treasurer of our Los Angeles at-large chapter of the Cherokee Nation. And I also want to welcome you to our video honoring Cherokee women, especially mothers, as we celebrate Mother's Day. I would like to wish all of you a blessed Mother's Day, filled with enough happiness to sweeten all of your tomorrows.
Ooh,
thank you for having me.
Beautiful. Laurie.
OCO, I'm Laurie. I'm serving as the secretary to the Tsa-La-Gi Council in Los Angeles. And I want to send everyone a happy Mother's Day wishes. Whether your mom is Cherokee or not, moms are doing the same across the world. And no matter how young or old their children are, they're caring for us, they're worrying about us, supporting us, and they're loving us. I want to use this moment to honor and to thank not only my mother, but all mothers and all the different people who mother us. Happy Mother's Day. Wado.
And so now I would like to introduce our special guest. She actually was one of the founders of our local Los Angeles Council, and now she's actually our representative at Cherokee Nation in Oklahoma. So without further ado, let's welcome Julia Coates. Hi, Julia.
Hi. Thank you for inviting me to participate in this. I'm not presently a council member of Tsa-La-Gi, LA, although I was in the past, and so I'm very, very honored to be included today and to be able to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day as well. Thanks.
So Julia, I first learned so much of the history from you. What role did women play in Cherokee society?
Well, I think that many of us know that Cherokee women were sort of the central people in Cherokee households. Cherokee clans are established around Cherokee women. So if you weren't connected to a Cherokee woman, you pretty much didn't have a place in the society through a mother or a sister in particular. And in the old days, of course, all of the decisions were really run past the women in the household. The elder women in particular were kind of the determinant voice in the household. So women have had always a lot of influence, and I think that hasn't been recognized. I think that continued through the 1800s. I think it continued into the 1900s, but because it became something that was more behind the scenes rather than so prominent as it had been in the 1700s and earlier, we have sort of believed that it kind of fell away. But I just don't think that's the case. It's the men in my family who are Cherokees. My father, my grandfather, we have to go back to my great-grandmother before there's a Cherokee woman. And yet you see the influence of Cherokee women nevertheless in the way that the Cherokee men in my family have interacted with their wives, with my mother, my grandmother, because even though those women were non-Indian, the deference toward them was still very apparent in the men in my family as well. So I think that tradition comes through strong to this day.
Well, I know for me, I would not be the woman that I am today without the influence of strong Cherokee women. My mom, who actually, I grew up in Los Angeles, she was the Native American liaison from the county of Los Angeles to our community. And so I saw, you know, the strength it took to try to corral that community. And she worked at it for 25 years. Now, personality-wise, me and my mom are very different, but I really learned the strength and determination from her. And then when I think back to my grandmother, my mother's mom, you know, my grandmother was born in 1896 in Cherokee territory. And she was a completely different personality, but she still had the strength. She was more what I call like the quiet storm. She was a quiet woman, didn't say much, but you took her seriously because she was strong. When she said something, and you know, you really had to behave and mind her. So I think, and then I have aunts. My aunts are all very much trailblazers, family oriented. So I get so much of my strength and determination from women in my family, but I also find a lot of strength from the woman that served as principal chief in Wilma Mankiller from 1985 until 1995. Now, unfortunately, I never got the chance to meet her, but my mom did. My mom has pictures with her. And I'd like to share a quote from a Wilma Mankiller because it just really means so much to me. And the quote is basically saying that the Cherokee, as a people, the Cherokee, the secret of our success is that we never give up. We never give up, and Cherokee people don't give up. And so I know that in this time where there's so many challenges, we're not going to give up. So Julia, who've been some of the Cherokee women or mothers that have influenced you other than your great-grandmother?
I have been trying to make a list and it's just too extensive. I can't, and I know I'm going to leave people off that I'm not remembering. So I really want to just sort of acknowledge and recognize some communities of people. First of all, I think that, you know, during the time of my employment at the Cherokee Nation, there about, I forget what the percentage is, but the majority of the workforce are women there, and there are just so many who had just so much to offer and to contribute, and from whom I learned so much. I probably want to especially recognize the people of community and cultural outreach, what used to be known as CAUTA, because I've worked very closely with some of them. So Kristen Forkiller, Tammy Miller, Mary Stevenson are some people from that group that I've been particularly close to, I think, and who have really given a lot, and who have given a lot to the whole effort of organizing of these community organizations when we were first getting started. The ceremonial grounds, I participated there as well. And again, it's a community where the men are kind of the ones who are most visible, but the women are really holding it together as well. And I think the men will be the first to acknowledge that many times. So again, they know who they are. There are many of them, but in particular, I would probably want to acknowledge Karen No Fire and her daughters, Kara and Hayden, who have really been, who have been very generous in taking me in hand and teaching. I have people in the political community that I've been a part of. Nominee Forkiller has been someone I've always looked to for great advice and great wisdom and great knowledge. Meredith Fraley is a treasure to our nation in our community. Kara Cowan Watts has been a great sister to me. Mary Baker Shaw is as well now. I want to acknowledge Kimberly Gilliland, Patsy Edgar, Deborah Scott, Marge Lowe. These are people who have been very, very instrumental in working with the at-large communities across the country. And those are just some, you know, I've known so many, including all of you who are on this meeting right now, who have just given everything to this effort. And I want to acknowledge some people kind of from the academic community who have really helped me a lot too. Martha Macri, who is at the University of California at Davis, has really been just a wonderful mentor. Anna Smith, back in North Carolina, has been just a marvelous, marvelous friend as well. The Lewis women, Melissa Lewis, Courtney Lewis, and Rhonda Lewis, their sister, the three of them have just shared a lot and taught a lot as well. And then, not least of all, I want to acknowledge Julie Reed and just the marvelous, marvelous sort of sharing and conversations that I've had with her. So that's my short list. And as you can see, it's pretty darn long, and I really apologize because there are just literally hundreds of women who just give and give and give and give. And this is really to acknowledge them.
Well, Julia, I want to acknowledge you because you are a strong Cherokee women leader. Because tell us a little bit about your role in Cherokee Nation. I mean, I voted for you, and this is not your first time representing us. So tell us a little bit about that.
This is my third term on the council. I served 2 consecutive terms, and then as our Constitution requires, I sat out 1 term and then ran again and was reelected again. So I'm in my 9th year at this time serving on the Cherokee Nation Council. It's the 3rd administration that I've served under. I've been involved in Cherokee politics and governance for well over 20 years at this time. And I was really excited to come back this time because although I think there's still a lot I have to learn, I feel like I have learned a lot, and I was anxious to just try and do things better and better and better. So I really am grateful for everyone who supported me and who gave me the opportunity to do that.
Well, we're just so proud of you. And even at the local level with our council, it's all women. Now, I just want to give a shout out to, we have 2 women that unfortunately couldn't join us today, Pam and Vivian. But it's interesting that the whole local council in Los Angeles is made up of all women. So we all can agree that, you know, Cherokee women and Cherokee mothers play such a vital role in our community. Julia, any closing thoughts?
No, I echo that, and I would just extend it across the country because I know who the leaders are in the, I think, 24, 25 organizations that exist now. And yes, I would estimate that better than 50% of them are women across. I think this is the only group maybe that might be all women. I could be wrong about that. But I have thought about that myself over these last couple of years.
So if there's any Cherokee men in Los Angeles that want to join our council and help us do the work, we welcome you. So now as we do this tribute to Cherokee mothers and Cherokee women for Mother's Day, we're asking for 2 things. First of all, we want you to share our video and honor women, Cherokee women, but we also want you to honor women in your life, the Cherokee women. So we're asking you to share pictures in the comment section. Share your pictures because we really want to magnify this tribute to Cherokee women. And until next time, Wado.